today, from Salt Lake City, Utah, it's Week 1 of the NFL on EA Sports. It's the Salt Lake City Elks taking on San Diego.
It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. Today we start the new season with an AFC West Division battle right out of the gate between our visitors and the Salt Lake City Elks. With my good friend Charles Davis in the booth, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and the moment has finally arrived, CD. It's time to begin a new NFL season.
Partner, there's no hiding my excitement as I got ready this morning. I could not wait.
Charles and I have been looking forward to this one all week, and off we go from Salt Lake City. And no run back on this one, so the new season will begin at the 25-yard line. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And led out by their veteran quarterback. He's been around a while. They don't celebrate birthdays for him. They just cut him up, see how many rings he's got around the middle. He has been in the league a long time.
And there's a word that constantly gets thrown around with this guy when you talk to anyone in the building. Potential. They are sky high on what they believe he can grow into in the role of a starting quarterback. In addition, there are plenty around the league who think that as well. And years from now, he can still be leading this offense out.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Looking to throw. Sullivan buying time to his left. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. No one there to help out downfield, but no problem. Scrambling for 22 and a first.
Give him a little extra credit there. His head was cool as the play broke down. Didn't force a throw, and in the end, got to show off his athleticism with a nice gain to bring up a new set of downs.
On 1st and 10, Sullivan, and Thomas has it. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line. Off the play fake, Sullivan. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football, and this will be scooped up by the defense. And they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line. The pocket collapsed around him. I know we talk about it a lot, but a QB has to have that sixth sense, doesn't he?
He really does, and I know of one team at one point was training their quarterback with that time frame, and anytime he didn't get rid of the ball within the right amount of time, they would blow a horn or blow a whistle to show him this is what that time is. Just what you're talking about, training him to understand this is the amount you have, make sure the ball's gone. Didn't happen in this case.
A bit of an opening there on the first down run as they get this forward for about 6 yards. They'll come up on a 2nd and 4 now from the 40-yard line. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Ross. A good chance this is 4-down territory if they're unable to convert. But right now looking at a 3rd and 3. Now Anderson. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
From a defensive perspective, they had exactly what you want anytime they want to throw the football. There was pressure on the quarterback. They were getting after him, and they tightened down on the receivers and forced the incompletion.
So now on comes the field goal unit, and wow, this is no ordinary try here. And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out. And that'll make it 3-0 here in the first. So the defense are able to force their first turnover of the game, and then they add on to that by getting the field goal.
And you don't just want to take the ball away from your opponent, partner. You want to make them hurt as well. And if you don't score yourself on defense, turn it over to your offense and have them put points on the board.
Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their second drive. They fumbled the last time they had the football. Fortunate that it only led to a field goal. 3-0 the score as they start 1st and 10. The drive starts with a carry by Langford. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. They keep it on the ground with Langford. And he's got room. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Well, that one hurts. That wipes away what would have been a big play.
Well, you and I both know coaches aren't real big on silver linings, but at least that play call was a successful one. Now the focus offensively, that goes to overcoming the penalty and making all that yardage back again.
Only able to gain a couple there, and they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. Back to throw. Sullivan. This complete to Langford. And this effort will not get it done. He stopped well short of the 1st down at the 29. A gain of 9, not enough, and it's 4th down.
Brandon, it certainly looked like they had that play defended well, but it still almost worked. Got it to the running back. He wound up getting really good yardage out of it, but it was 3rd and long, and they were able to rally and stop it before he could get to the marker.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. That'll be a 43-yard punt, just a single yard on the return. Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their 2nd drive. They finished off their opening drive of the campaign with a field goal on the last drive. Now they'll search for a touchdown here on this go-around. 1st and 10. Anderson. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And he'll take this back down inside the 20. Before we came up to the booth, last thing he said as we were walking off the field, I want to play mistake-free football. Well, that just went out the window there with a pick.
And do you remember what you said to me when we were walking up to the booth after he said that? You're like, oh, fatal last words. Every time we hear that, things tend to fall apart a little bit, and that's what we saw there. Didn't get enough on that throw, and it turned into an interception.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. Throwing to start the drive. Sullivan eluding the pressure right, and he'll just get rid of it.
And to put it mildly, this is a tough spot defensively. They have to come right back out and defend their red zone. But how about that good first step towards forcing them to settle for at least 3 points?
I think they're also thinking bigger right now. Imagine being able to stop them totally and change the momentum.
They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
On 3rd down, Sullivan looking for Thomas, but that's intercepted. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. 3rd down, passing down. They throw the extra defensive back in there for a nickel package, and it worked out.
And it's not anything that you would think is just great strategy. It's just that when you have 5 defensive backs on the field and an obvious passing down, it's a lot tougher to complete a pass. And on that play, they completed it just to the wrong team, and it cost them 6 points.
Extra point attempt to come here. And he's 1 for 1 on the new year as his kick is good. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So an early 10-0 lead for them now as they kick it away. And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. Salt Lake City's offense back onto the field. They'll look to get something started. They need to, down 10-0 early as they've got it 1st and 10. Throwing after the interception. Sullivan throwing the out route incomplete. It's Underwood. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. To throw on 2nd down. Sullivan. He throws and he hits the slant route to Thomas. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this 1st quarter. On 1st down, Sullivan. Hit from behind, and he's going to be driven down. That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on 1st down on the sack. Not the start to this one that any quarterback would want or envision. Remember, he had the pick 6, and here he ends up on his backside.
Yeah, and you have to wonder to yourself, okay, after throwing the pick 6, did he get too careful with the football and not deliver downfield and take that sack? They've got to make sure that he's really into this game.
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. From the gun, they run with Langford. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. So 7 yards from the 1st down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. To throw on 3rd down, Sullivan. He finds his man, complete. That's Underwood. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed 1st down there. They needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. The give to Langford up the gun. And good space to operate there as he takes this down inside the 35-yard line. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another 1st down.
I have to admit, I'm excited by that play call and the end result because this is a team that's down big early in the 1st quarter, and a lot of teams will just panic, abandon the playbook, and just start firing the ball all over the place. It's way too early for that. Stick to what works for you.
Down double digits, and we talked about their game plan being both running and passing there. You're right. They're sticking to the game plan, getting the ground game going.
A lot of football left to be played.
And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Sullivan. And he's got his big tight end here. And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line.
that's tough to play zone defense when they can just curl up right there in front of you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we talk about finding the soft spot. Defensively, how do you make sure they don't find the soft spot like they did there?
Tough to do, because what they normally will do is run routes that'll pull you out of that spot that they want to get into. That's what we call not taking the cheese, right? Don't go for the mousetrap. But it's hard to do because when you see a guy cutting that in that direction, you tend to go towards him.
It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Checks it underneath to Langford. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. 5 yards, not enough, and it'll be 4th down. He's already proven to be a factor in the running game on this drive. Now he gets involved in the passing game.
I think what we're seeing here is a modern version of workhorse in the NFL, being able to run it and catch it with equal proficiency.
Now on 4th down, out comes the field goal unit here. From the right hash, it's a 35-yard attempt. And his kick is right there. It's good, and they get themselves on the board here. It's 10-3. So the 3 points there, and CD, that helps them inch a bit closer.
Yeah, partner, when you're losing, any points you see go on the board in your favor, you're happy to take them.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
On 1st down, Ross. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. Nine yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
Well, that was a unit that understood exactly where the 1st down marker was, handed it to their guy who could run it, created some space, and he got there.
Okay, break.
They run the option here on 1st and 10. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Well, that play never really got off the launching pad. He had a linebacker in his face before he had a chance to do much of anything.
Yeah, I think it's big boys up front, that offensive line. They've got to do a little bit better job of protecting him if they're going to continue to run the option like this.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Throw left side, complete to Ross. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. 10-3 our score after 1 here on EA Sports. Third and 15 here after the 1st and 2nd down plays went in the wrong direction. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And complete into the hands of Fowler. And they'll get this across midfield, but not nearly close to a 1st down as he stopped at the 48. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the 1st down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
And they'll send out their punter now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. And there's a work of art right there. Out of bounds at the 2-yard line.
Let's go old school there. That's absolutely a great coffin corner punt. Someone's put some time in working on that, hasn't it?
Seems like every year these guys get better and better. It's amazing how they can command that football through the air.
Yeah, they used to actually practice with hula hoops where they place them and try and put them there. Now a lot of guys use barrels on the sidelines to try and put the football in one.
They'll run with Langford to begin the drive. And he'll get this only up to about the 3-yard line. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Langford again. And he's going to lose yardage back to his own 1-yard line. They wind up losing a couple there, so they go behind the original line of scrimmage, and now 3rd and 11 coming up.
Defensively, he has been a presence in their backfield in the first half. Had a sack earlier, and now he comes up with a big tackle for a loss.
This offense so far on 3rd down, they've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 11. Langford up the middle. And this one will be taken up. They'll spot it right at the 7. They'll get 6 there on the run, but it brings up 4th down.
And once again, leverage wins. The offensive line lower than the defensive front. They moved them and found some good space for the guy carrying the ball.
First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. That'll be a 44-yard boot, just a yard on the return as he's covered up quickly. And they will take over 1st and 10. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And, Charles, nothing like squaring off with a division opponent, a division rival in week 1. Do you like that they are matching up this early, or would you prefer a game like this be a few weeks down the road?
I actually like the early matchup for a few reasons, Brandon. First of all, it allows you to see that in the entire offseason and know, hey, right out of the gate, we're playing a division game. Second part is it spreads them out a little bit. If you just have them all bunched up at the end of the year, that's not as much fun watching teams try to survive that gauntlet when you do have injuries down the stretch. And last but not least, let's face it, we're TV people. What a great game to sell right out of the gate.
An inside give, Brown. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
When you try to create space for your running back, the first thought is how physical is the offensive line. Sometimes it's just positioning. On that play, it didn't matter about positioning or being physical. The defensive front, they out-leveraged them and won the battle.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4. So 3rd down, they need to get to the 28 for a first. Looking to throw. Anderson. And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there. And now 4th down. And his kick is good. And they will stretch their lead to 10 now at 13-3. So that one on target, and it adds to this first half lead.
And maybe we're too early to worry too much about 1-score lead, 2-score lead, etc. But this is where you kind of start banking those points that come in helpful later on.
Salt Lake City's offense back onto the field. They trail by 10, 13-3 as they come up on a 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Sullivan. And a quick throw here. That's complete. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line. second down, Langford. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Back to throw. Sullivan, flush to his right. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a first down.
They made a nice effort to stick him with a loss for that play, but it's going to take more than that to keep him from advancing the ball. Should be an entertaining battle anytime he tucks and runs over the second half of this contest.
This is Langford on 1st and 10. And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46. The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw.
And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. To the right. Thomas. And he's got this down a yard or two shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. 3rd catch of this first half for him, and this one is a first down. Looking to throw. Sullivan. He finds his man. Complete. It's Underwood.
And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Back to throw. Sullivan. He finds his man. Complete. It's Stevens.
And he's brought down here just outside of the 20. Options galore here. 2nd and a few inches. Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here.
7 yards there and a first down.
And this is just a little touch pass. They send the receiver in motion, just kind of tap it forward to him. Now, it doesn't turn into a huge play, but they do pick up a first down. A nice, consistent gain.
Now, here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver.
And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
I think he has to be saying to himself, how did that not wind up a touchdown? Remember, you just need the tip of the ball to cross the plane. It's not going to get there, but they're going to be set up in great shape with 1st and goal.
They'll run here with Langford. And no signal yet. I don't think he got in. He didn't. They'll mark him at the 1. No gain on the play, and it's going to be 2nd and goal. Nothing doing there as the 13th play of the drive proves to be unlucky.
The ball mere inches from the white line on 3rd and goal.
Looking to throw. Sullivan flushed out right. And it's intercepted at the goal line. And they get the football, but not much on the return here as he stopped at the 7-yard line.
The defense, Charles, they bent a little bit, but they did not break. And then on 3rd and goal there, the huge interception.
Think of the momentum they're carrying with them right now, Brandon, because in their mind, whether they want to admit it or not, they were conceding 3 points. Their goal was to keep them at the end zone, not give up a touchdown. Instead, they give up nothing. What a big-time play and a big-time stop by them.
On 1st and 10, Anderson. He finds Lynch. It's complete. A gain of 8 there on the play. And that'll bring up a 2nd down in just a couple. Back to throw. Anderson throwing the out route and complete. It's Jackson.
And they are into field goal range now as he's got the first down at the 26.
Looking to throw. Anderson. He finds his man. Complete. That's Alexander. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Back to throw. Anderson. He'll get this out to Lynch, complete. So give him 2 yards there on the completion, and that will bring up 2nd down. And before this 2nd down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout, as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. Here's the option going left on 2nd down. And some pretty strong running there as he'll take this across the 50 and down to the 44. An unfortunate time for the penalty there. That cancels out a positive play from this offense.
Well, not to sound too trite or too accepting, but you and I both know it happens. You got to accept it and move on. Yardage, you got to get back. Focus on the next play. Move on.
So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend, as now we send you out to Orlando and hook back up with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much, and welcome back to football, everybody. We've got a full slate of 16 games here to start the new season, so let's take our first trip around the NFL. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together in the second half? For the answer, we turn it back over to our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you very much as we welcome you back for quarter number 3.
We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half.
And no fireworks to start the half. This will be a touchback. And this offense set to go now to begin the third quarter.
They'll start on the ground here on first down. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. A gain of 10 as they look to add on to this 10-point lead.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And not much doing. He'll get this only up to about the 36. On 2nd down, it's Ross. And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage. Here's Anderson to throw on 3rd down. Jackson's got it over the middle.
And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space. And it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Looking to throw. Anderson. And he's got it complete to Fowler.
And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line.
To throw is Anderson. Looking to throw on second down.
And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35.
Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. Operating from the gun, Anderson. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Jackson.
And he's going to be brought down at about the 16. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10.
From the shotgun now, here's an in. And the ball is knocked out. And this is picked up by the defense. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
I don't know about you, but I'm going to go to the positive side this time. Yeah, there was a fumble at the end of this one, but what a sustained drive. And if they keep stringing those together, you got to like their chances.
And credit the defense, though. You're out there for that long, you start to get tired, but they were able to get the turnover.
Did you just credit the defense?
I like to credit the defense and the offense.
I like you.
And the analysts.
That's perfect.
Following the fumble recovery, Sullivan. And he goes down. It's a sack. They get him back at his own 3-yard line.
Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play.
Well, if an offense is going to throw the ball on this part of the field, any pass rusher will tell you that's his favorite part. Gets a chance to get after the quarterback. It's almost like a reverse red zone. They can create points using their defense, and this time they take their man down.
The sack cost him only a yard. It's 2nd and 11. A run from the pistol with Langford. And he's upended at the 6 as they double their room to maneuver on a pickup of 3. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Back to throw. Sullivan. They go screenplay to Langford. And some room to maneuver.
And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
And that might be exactly what they needed to wake up this home crowd. They haven't given them much to cheer for so far. And never underestimate the effect the home crowd with you can have on a game.
So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. As he's got this down inside the 40 to the 39. A good run, got 7 on 1st. Here's 2nd and 3. Looking to throw. Sullivan escaping the pressure right. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down.
The goal is certainly to try and make a big play happen and climb back into this game, but you have to be careful. If you overdo it, you could turn it over and hurt your team.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. He gets it to Thomas.
And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the 1st down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moot.
And they're right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Back to the running game. Langford.
He fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain. 2nd down.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Running right. This is Langford. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. A yard in the wrong direction makes 3rd down tougher. 3rd down and 9.
Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. You know what the converse is, though? You've got to win those one-on-one blocks. And when you don't, that's the result you end up with.
A 3rd down now. Those last 2 plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points.
Back to throw. Sullivan dumps it into the flat to Langford.
And they will rally and stop him short of the first down. They get him to the ground at the 26. 5 yards, not enough, and it'll be 4th down.
I know it was a gain, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of a play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. You're expecting him to be able to create something, be a little more shifty.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good open field tackling held it to an okay gain.
And his kick here is good. And they will cut the lead back down to a touchdown now at 13-6. Well, certainly happy they were able to force the fumble, Charles, but wish they would have gotten in the end zone, only getting 3 points there and still facing this second-half deficit.
And they also will understand it's going to be a whole lot tougher to force another turnover the rest of the game because that offense, they're going to be all about ball security from here on out.
Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal and they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive? A little more pep in their step because they didn't cost their team a touchdown, but they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think the coach will be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield, punch in the end zone without turning it over.
And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Anderson over the middle, complete. That's Jackson. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 12 yards there as they move the chains. And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. And a strong run that time as he's across midfield and down to the 43. 11 more yards that go around, a 1st down as well. Well, he is certainly dangerous when he spots a lane, and he keeps it himself there. Worked out well.
And how about the moving parts on a play like this? You know you have to practice it over and over because it's almost like a ballet that has to be choreographed. But how about once he made the decision to go, he committed to it and went. Let's face it, most teams are going to defend the running back much more than the quarterback on that type of a play.
Oh, not sure he saw the linebacker there as that's batted down and incomplete. 3rd quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10. Hands it off out of the gun. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
The line to gain is the 33 on 3rd down. Back to throw. Anderson. He's got this one complete to Fountain. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. They'll wind up losing 3 here on the play. And it'll be 4th down.
Excuse my snarkiness here, but isn't the idea of completing a pass supposed to mean you get downfield and gain yards?
Especially on 3rd down.
Yeah, that one. How about the defense? Figured that one out in a big way. Yeah, they completed it all right and lost yardage.
And this one is no good. He missed it. And this will remain a 1-touchdown game.
Now, partner, it's almost a little jarring to see a holder set up on the other side of midfield. I haven't brought out my binoculars to make sure on that one. That is showing an awful lot of confidence in a kicker to try and hit from 61 yards, and this one winds up no good.
We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
To throw on second down. Sullivan, he finds his man, complete. That's Underwood. And this offense on third down today, they're right at about the league average, 40%, 4 for 10. Here it's 3rd and 2. They'll try to run for the first with Langford. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. It'll be called a gain of 2, and that'll leave him with some options here on 4th and inches. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it. Get the first down. Close it out.
Here we go on 4th down. Well, they deemed it 4-down territory, and they got 4 yards to pick up the first. Langford again, busy man this afternoon. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. After seeing that, maybe time to go back to some downfield throws here.
Yeah, anything. Change it up, because the teams that win, the best teams, they're the ones that make adjustments. Doesn't mean you can't come back to what you thought you could get done. Sometimes when you open things up a little bit, you can get back to what you wanted to do before.
Off play action. Sullivan. They're unable to connect, but a late flag comes in. And the contact may have come too early. So pass interference, the call there. Always, obviously, Charles, such a subjective call. You agree with the penalty?
Well, from where we're standing right now, I think the officials are tightening things up here in the second half. Maybe a defender gets away with that in the first, but this time the flag comes out, and I think it's a good call.
On second down now, Temple. Back-to-back 1-yard runs here, so that leaves him with a 3rd down and 8. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he had to get this down to the 15. He won't make it. He's a yard or 2 short. Call it a gain of 6 on the play. And that's going to make it 4th down.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job here of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Now stopped him in his tracks. They'll try and run for it. And he picks up the first down yardage as he takes this one down to the 15. Some good games around the league here early in week 1, and this one's shaping up to be as good as any of them as we come up on a 1st and 10. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. 2nd and 2, first down marker at the 5-yard line. Looking to throw. Sullivan eluding the pressure right. Oh, no, he lost the football. It's going the other way.
I know one thing. The team that had the ball and was driving, they're going to feel horrible. But the team that was on defense, I think we got to give them a little bit of credit, able to hang in there and force a key turnover.
In the red zone, though, had a chance to tie it and an opportunity missed. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. They'll be hoping to work a little clock and try to add on to this slim 4th quarter lead. But whatever happens on this drive, certainly a huge fumble recovery by their defense at this juncture. Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Up the middle they go. Ross. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
And this is why the head coach gets paid the big bucks. Look at where they are in this situation, partner. Do you throw the ball here in a long-distance situation? Do you run it again and trust your defense and make sure you take care of the ball and punt it away? What kind of options do you have here, and what do you trust more on your team?
Yeah, they may have just pushed him back into that throwing situation. We'll see. This is Brown going up the middle, and he's going to be taken down shy of the 5-yard line. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down. A tight game like this, such a tough spot for the offense to be in. Even though they have the lead, Charles, back up so close to their goal line, they got to protect the football.
And that's when you have to take care of your team with play calling as well. Not a lot of misdirection, not a lot of counters, not a lot of plays where you have extra ball handling. Get it right to the hands of your running back, tell him to take care of the ball, and try and move forward.
Gets around him. A 46-yard punt, 4-yard return. Salt Lake City's offense back onto the field. And so close to hitting pay dirt last time. Fumbling down near the goal line. Now, how does that affect their psyche this time around?
It's a tester, that's for sure, because to be that close and come away with no points is really disappointing, not just for the guys on offense, but the defensive players, too, who thought, hey, we're going to put some points up and have a little momentum going. They've got to find a way to just get it out of their minds, let it go,
short-term memory,
and move on to the next series.
He finds his man complete. It's Stevens. 23 yards the pickup there.
I like the design that we're seeing right there. This is what they need. Down by a touchdown here in the 4th. They just need to keep working their way downfield. And when they see openings, take their shots.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Back to throw. Sullivan got his man complete over the middle. It's Underwood. And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line.
He's a rookie, and you don't want to get hung up on the word potential. But when you see him make catches like that, you keep thinking to yourself, he's good now. He's got a chance to be great with plenty of work.
And he stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on 3rd down. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the 1st down. From the gun on 3rd down, Sullivan. And they're going to get this down inside the 20.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a 1st down.
The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. It's a 10-yard gain there to set him up 1st and goal. A chance for a first touchdown drive of the year. It's 1st and goal. Looking to throw. Sullivan finding his safety valve here. That's complete. Touchdown! A 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Elks are an extra point away from tying this game here in the 4th. We are set up for a fantastic finish now. A 4th quarter touchdown here. We're an extra point away from a tie football game.
And I know they're thinking about possibly going for 2, but I'd go ahead and kick this one and just get it back to level.
No going for 2. They'll kick the point after. And no sweat. He puts it through, and we are tied here in the 4th. So that drive 7 plays in length. All square now at 13 all as he sends this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And out a little across the 25 to the 27.
This offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Well, they just gave up the score to tie it. That's the bad news. The good news, plenty of time in this fourth quarter to try to grab that lead back. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Back to throw. Anderson. He'll hit Jackson. Complete. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And it'll be 2nd down. Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. Anderson now to throw on 2nd down. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down. Jackson with a catch. And I don't think he got there. No. He's short by maybe a foot. Maybe. Call it 4th and inches. So they bring out their punter as he's on here to punt it away. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. Well, partner, here it is. They've got the chance to win the game. You'd have to think they need to get it near the opposite 40 to have a chance to kick a game-winning field goal. We'll see what they can do.
And you're right about that, because if we look at it in macro, that's what it looks like. But I think in micro, the head coach has already asked the special teams coach, what is he feeling? What does he think? Where does he want the football? What's the yard line we have to get? And he's already relayed that to his quarterback and his offense. They know what the goal is. Now the key, can they get there?
They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. He finds his man complete. That's Stevens. 1st down now, but the clock continues to move. Flush to his right, and he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. It looks like a loss of right around 11 there on 1st down to set him back on 2nd.
Brandon, that's just football 101. If you're out of the pocket, you've got to get rid of the football in this situation. You cannot take a sack in a 2-minute drill.
Well, they're in some hot water now after that sack. It's 2nd and 21. Now a handoff up the middle. Temple. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
So conditioning going to be a factor here. Who can hold up to the test? It's overtime here in week 1. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. So here is the home side to take over on offense. And everyone knows the OT rules, Charles, but pretty simple formula. They go down and get a field goal, we continue play, but if they can find the end zone on this possession, ball game over.
And as meticulously as all teams plan for a game, I don't doubt for a second on that offense coordinator's play sheet, he's got some overtime plays that he wants to run. I know it sounds crazy, but they plan for everything. 1st and 10 all the way throughout the game, 2nd and 7, whatever. Right now, he's looking at that play sheet saying, if we get to overtime, what can we break out that they haven't seen?
And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Now that's the way to do it. Hand it to someone with vision and good footwork, and add a little bit of power, and you find a way to pick up first downs.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. And he'll muscle his way up to the 43 for a pickup of right around 5. Now a first throw here in overtime. He finds his man, complete. That's Underwood. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. And that one's going to be off target and incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Sullivan. He finds his man, complete. It's Stevens. And the tackle going to be made at the 38. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of, until they stop him, why not go back to him? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
Boy, nowhere to go at all on that first down run as they will get to him behind the line of scrimmage.
How about the job there on the outside? Shed the wide receiver and was able to make the tackle on the perimeter.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Looking to throw. Sullivan looking middle, and that's complete. And they're going to move it down to inside the 25.
Brandon, that's a huge completion there. That puts them in field goal range, but let's face it, they don't want 3 here. They want 6. With these overtime rules, a touchdown finishes it off.
Yeah, looking to win it right away. Good to know, though, that they have 3 in their back pocket if they need it. Throwing on first down. Sullivan. He finds his man, complete. It's Underwood. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Sullivan to the goal line, but it's incomplete. So a big play in this opening drive of overtime. Now looking at a 3rd and 3. Again, he'll drop to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And they're going to be set up now with the ball at the 13-yard line. Shaping up to be a very efficient opening drive here in overtime.
And can you feel the tension building? Because I'm feeling it. All right, I've got the sweaty palms here with each play because of the enormity of what's going on. Each play means so much in overtime, and they're handling it well as this drive continues.
On 1st and 10, Sullivan, and he'll go down, brought down at the 20-yard line. It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up 2nd. And it's never good to take a sack. You really don't want to take one down here in this part of the field, down near the red zone.
Not at all, because you're already pretty much assured of a field goal. But you take a big sack, it could push you out of range, and that's why defenses get a little more aggressive in this situation. They're almost conceding the 3 points. They want to push you back and try and take you out of that.
To throw on 2nd down, Sullivan flushed out right. And they're going to get this down inside the 20. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's going to be sacked back at the 23-yard line. Call it a loss of 4 there on the sack. And speaking of the number 4, it brings up 4th down now.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. This to at least get him a lead here in overtime. And his kick is indeed good. And with it, they have taken the lead. They're able to put 3 on the board here on the opening drive of OT, and now up to their defense to try and see if they can hold this one.
I like how you framed it up because obviously this game is not over, right? They go down and kick a field goal, then we head to sudden death. But if the defense can hold, take the ball away, turn it over on downs, this game's over.
So here are visitors to take over on offense. Well, it's pretty simple now. They need a field goal out of this drive to extend overtime, or obviously, Charles, a touchdown to win it.
Yeah, and I'm taking the defense's perspective on this one, partner, because now they know with a 3-point lead, they can afford to give that up because you just keep playing, right? The overtime gets extended. But if you give up the touchdown, it's game over. So on offense, every play you make, you've got to try and get just a little bit more out of each one in order to try and get to the end zone, because they're going to play everyone back, keep everything in front.
The throw over the middle taken in. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. Anderson on 1st and 10. And incomplete on the deep ball. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Back to throw. Anderson, right side, caught by Jackson. 5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5. Looking to throw. Anderson, throw left side, complete. That's Jackson.
And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield. They run the option here on 1st and 10. What a game we were treated to in this one. And on that final play, they had a chance. They had the ball just beyond midfield for one final shot, but couldn't get it done, and they suffer the loss.
Yeah, and you mentioned how they had a chance on that final play, and getting into midfield gave them that opportunity, hoping they could find their way to the end zone and make that miracle happen. A really good ending to an entertaining contest, though.
So for Salt Lake City, they needed overtime to do it, but they get the Week 1 victory thanks to the field goal. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for our visitors, they go down to defeat here in the opener. And they will try to get back in the swing of things next week on the road. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.